What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we are going to be having Japanese Tuesday, so we're going to go over things that are topping, just a kind of look at the meta and see what's going up, down, you know, the whole shebang. So without further ado, let's get into the video and talk about it. So guys, as you know, we kind of take a look. Apocalyptic Digimon still at 17.9%. Then you have Anubis at 11.3%. 11.3 for Blue Purple Garurumon base themes. Then SOC is at 6%. Bloom Lord at 4%. Shine Greymon at 3.7%. Vaccine at 3.7%. Oryumon Digipolice is at 3.3%. Gamomon's at 3%. Then Bellar or Beelzestar at 2.7%. And then so on and so forth. So let's take a look at what we're looking at here. Apocalyptic Mod definitely went up 8 more wins this week. Down a little bit from last week, which was at least 11 wins. So 3 less wins. Anubis Man definitely pulling up in the ranks with the restrictions. This now brings it up to 9. Oh yeah, we're at 301 decks so far. We're at Anubis Man at 9 wins this week. Then Blue Purple Garurumon at 8 wins. SOC at 5 wins, new ones. You know, the win increases are pretty solid here. You have like Bloom Lord at 5 more. You know, Shine Greymon 11. Yellow Vaccine is at 11 tops, but you know, they only got a little bit. Vaccine definitely bumped up by 5, so that means they're fixing the issues with the deck. We'll have to take a look maybe next week on this one. But, oh, this got 0. So it's kind of interesting to see. You know, Bellastar got 1 new win. Gamamon got 1 new win. Red Black Greymon got 1 new win. Feng Longmon 1. Mirage Galga 1. Leviermon got 2 new wins. Blue Flare got 3. This is probably because of the black using this Supreme Connection. That new card is surprisingly really good for the deck. So it's kind of cool to see that it's helping push the deck ahead. Alter S got no new wins. I know that. Ultimate Body Control got 1 new win. Royal Knights got 1 new win. Red Hybrid got 1 new W. Then Gallantmon got a new win. Setcon got a new win. Phoenixmon got a new win. And then Jesmon finally back on the board. Got 2 new wins over the past couple days. So it's kind of pretty cool to see that and see where everybody's kind of just standing here. It's kind of really solid here. Why is that happening? Did I not put it? Oh, wow. Let's pull Blue Flare up. There we go. That should alleviate the chart's weird wonkiness. But definitely good to see where everybody's going. Apocalyptic Mon definitely slowing down from the restrictions. It might just because now it doesn't have all the draw it wants. It can't run the 4 Eyes Mon. People might be getting off of it because of the restrictions, but it maybe got shifted over to a glass cannon. We'll see what happens going forwards. But let's take a look. Anubis Mon definitely packing some punch and heat. So things that we want to know, because this thing has been pushing forwards, is Anubis Mon's main combo gimmick is basically using once per turn, you may trash up to 3 cards in your hand, then play 1 purple Digimon card from your trash for the cost, and it would be played by this effect, reduce the cost by 3. For each card trashed by this effect, reduce it by 1. So this reduces it by 6 play cost, which then you would use Mervamon as the option to then Digicross to reduce it by 3 more. So 6, 9, this comes in at 2 cost, spitting out a couple bodies, gain if through Ignitemon. And then basically from there, you have this weird wide board that is just really nasty. And then your turn, when a Digimon is played by an effect, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower. If no Digimon was deleted by the effect, draw a card. So this thing has the antithesis of being a control deck. It is basically a control deck in a sense, but I would feel like it's more like mid-range. It has the control features, but it also is wide board status that spits out stuff. And what's really nasty is a card like Saber Dramon that they're starting to tech in. This card with Raid and Retail is ridiculous, especially since you can cycle these back with other effects. And then basically swing in with the Rush, because that's what really makes this nasty with Mervamon, is it's just a great target. So if your opponent has these multiple 2 protections on it, you can just raid on it for a third time. This should delete the thing at a certain point. So that's kind of where it's going on. And then you have like Leviamon, that is just going to be annoying with board control as well. The deck has a lot of potential. I like that they started teching in Anubis Man Ace. It's a really interesting one just because you get to play a level 3 or lower Digimon card or Tamer, but no Tamers in the deck. But basically, if they need to out Gazi or Psych, if they've already outed it, you can get, and you have a champion on board, you can go minus Anubis Man Ace and play it back and hopefully slow down their strategy. Maycrack's very interesting. I think this is just strictly, you may trash one card in your hand. If it's purple, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower. So I think this is just basically to help deal with like Psychmons and Kazis. So that's kind of where that's going. It's nothing too crazy. The deck is doing what it wants to do. Then we do have Jesmon, so it's kind of good to talk about this. You know, first place was Bellar, but, you know, third place was this. So it's kind of cool to see this. So this has the restrictions unrestricted here. So you have Savior Huckmon. So when Digivolving, you may play one Digimon card with Sistermon in its name from your hand without paying its cost. And then when attacking, if you have a Digimon with Sistermon in its name in play, unsuspend this Digimon. So the main focus is just go wide, Savior Hawk, make a Jogress with Chimeramon, because that's how you want to do it. So you get a bunch of Sistermon seals on board, or Sistermon Nor, Sistermon Nor, and JP. So you kind of build this wide stance. Us is just strictly seal. So you build wide, Jogress into Chimera, and then basically, you know, you can get like Blitz Jess or anything like that. This should helpfully, you know, spit out another Sistermon, so you can restand. Do this a couple times, and your opponent's just staring down in the face of basically they lose. You know, Savior Hawk is just strictly really good. I like the Craniumon tech. Just makes it so until the end of opponent's turn, this Digimon isn't affected by effects of your opponent's Digimon. So this could help out, especially with Jesmon GX putting it underneath. Might help keep Jesmon GX effect pretty much protected for a turn rotation, which is really solid. Then you have like Genkumon X that just helps out as well by playing a Sistermon. So the main focus is just slam down Sistermons, Jogress to Chimera after doing a Savior Hawk, and just restand multi-attack. The deck's aggressive. It's going to do what it wants to do. There's nothing that's going to change how this plays. So definitely Savior Hawk coming at a full playset. Some people might say it's only worth that too, but we'll see. Then Bellar from that event. So it's kind of wanted to talk about Beelzestar or Bellar. This kind of thing shifted every purple deck like this. And I'm going to be honest with you. I noticed this off the get-go, that most people are playing Gabumons with Garurumon X antibody with Garurumon. And basically this is how they're going to get their draw engine going, get their stuff into trash. Has Wear Garurumon Ace as an option, so that basically makes it so that when you add a card to your hand, one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers cannot suspend until the end of opponent's turn. Makes it so that you can stop a lethal turn if your board is still active. So I think this is pretty solid. It's kind of what it's going to want to do. You use the 7-cost options. Metal Storm is basically return one of your opponent's 6 or lowers, then unsuspend one of your Garurumons and names. It's not a bad effect. I mean, especially if it's hit. When you would use this card, if you have a Digimon with X antibodies, Digievolution cards in play, reduce the cost by 2. You're not going to be doing that, but being able to Bellar for a reduced cost might be able to unsuspend the, you know, Wear Garurumon Ace, swing in again, get another attack in. It's kind of nasty. It's just another play style. Be able to bounce a level 6 or lower. Kind of everybody's on the level 6. They're not really going to level 7 very often. Then you have like Kikaitis Breath to return something as well. Since you're going to have a blue target on board anyway, you don't have to worry too much about needing a tamer for it. 7th Lightning, by trashing one card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 4 and level 6 Digimon. You know, that's going to be nasty with Beelzestar. Rival Barrage, you know what this is going to do from the get-go. If it's milled, you know, which you're not going to be milling in this deck, you're just drawing, discarding. Rival Barrage is just basically for Beelzestar to drop down and use. Then you have Nailbone to spit out more of these rookies. You know, using the Psychmon Gazi package just because you can cycle it through. And then Happy Bullets Out, delete all your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP, especially for Rookie Rush style play. Just punishes. Then Supreme Cannon, return all your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less to its owner's hand. If you have Digimon with Gurumon or Omnimon in its name, return all your opponents with 5000 DP or less to its owner's hand. Trash all Digi-Evolution cards of those Digimon. So basically deals with any level 4 or lower that isn't an X antibody. So I think this is really solid. I think this is kind of where they're going for it. And especially because people didn't know how you're going to build it. But I think this is kind of just where Purple's baseline is now. Is the Gabumon engine with Gurumon X antibody because of all the draw discard now. I think that's just how this is going to be what we're going to see the bottom end of Purple looking like for the seeable future. Then we do have the Gallantmon deck. I wanted to talk about this because this is very interesting to me. So things that I wanted to take away from looking at this is that there is a small purple package in it with Death Slingers. So delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lowers for every 10 cards in your trash. Then, you know, deletes. But the fact that, you know, when it's milled or trash, because you're going to be milling with this deck, you gain a memory. Really solid there. Then you have like Seriousmon Ace. You know, when this Digimon is deleted, when a Digimon is deleted, gain a memory. So this will be very powerful. But on play, when Digivolving, you may place one Digimon card with Gammamon in its text from your hand at the bottom of the Digi-Evolution. You're not really going to be using this. It's really just for, you know, then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8000 DP or less for each color in this Digi-Evolutions. Add one maximum. I mean, you probably are going to put Sirius in, but that's about it. So that's, yeah, that's about it. But Digimon here, both players trash the top 5 cards of your deck. If you have a Tamer in play, you may play one level 6 card with Gallantmon in its name from your trash, or from hand or trash without paying its cost. So this really does help out for its on deletion. So Digimon is just another way of getting a Gallantmon on board. Then you have Rival's Barrage being Rival's Barrage when you mill it, just to cycle pieces back. And then you know how Fanglongmon operates, right? It's a big body with no interactions. You play Mother D Reaper just so that you can bring it out and keep yourself protected and be able to use white options if you don't see Analog Youth. You know, use Crimson Blaze to slow down your opponent. It wants to play these Severin Sovereigns, the Devas down, and then basically sets you up in raising with another Deva. It's all fun and games, so the deck's really good and consistent. It didn't really need anything outside of this set to really make the deck worthy. I mean, yes, it wants to play these options here. It slows down the deck if you don't have these, but you can substitute with in-house main archetypal stuff. But we'll have to see what happens, especially during Ulti Cup, what happens when we don't have these cards. But I would definitely want to see what that looks like. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace!